There are thousands of psychoactive substances in the world, but they don't all affect the brain in the same way. Some slow the nervous system down, some push it into overdrive, others completely transform perception, emotion, and even your sense of reality. So, here are 8 well-known drugs and what they actually do to the human brain and body. Let's start with one of the world's most widely used psychoactive drugs, alcohol. Alcohol is a depressant, which means it slows down activity in the central nervous system. At first, this can make a person feel more relaxed, social, and less inhibited. But that's partly because alcohol reduces the activity of brain regions responsible for judgment and self-control. As more alcohol enters the bloodstream, reaction time slows, coordination becomes worse, speech may become slurred, and memory formation can be disrupted. At very high levels, alcohol can suppress brain functions responsible for keeping a person conscious and breathing. So although drinking may initially feel stimulating in a social situation, the drug itself is actually slowing the nervous system down. Next is cannabis. The main psychoactive chemical in cannabis is THC. THC interacts with the body's cannabinoid receptors, which are part of a system involved in memory, appetite, mood, pain, and perception. This can create relaxation, euphoria, increased appetite, intensified sensory experiences, and a distorted sense of time. 5 minutes might feel like 20. Music may sound more detailed. Food may suddenly seem incredibly interesting. But cannabis can also impair short-term memory, coordination, attention, and reaction time. And especially with high doses, some people may experience anxiety, panic, or paranoia instead of relaxation. Drug number 3 is cocaine. Cocaine is a powerful stimulant. To understand its effects, imagine 2 brain cells communicating using dopamine, a chemical involved in reward, motivation, and movement. Normally, after dopamine sends its message, much of it is recycled. Cocaine blocks that recycling process. The result is an abnormal buildup of dopamine between brain cells, creating intense but relatively short-lived feelings of energy, confidence, alertness, and euphoria. But the body also pays a price. Heart rate increases, blood pressure rises, blood vessels constrict, anxiety and agitation may appear. And when the effects wear off, the sudden contrast can produce exhaustion, low mood, and a strong desire to use the drug again. Number 4 is MDMA, also known as ecstasy or Molly. MDMA is unusual because it has both stimulant and perception-altering effects. It causes large changes in brain chemicals, particularly serotonin, but also dopamine and norepinephrine. The result can be increased energy, emotional openness, empathy, pleasure, and a powerful feeling of connection with other people. Touch may feel more intense. Music can feel more emotionally significant. Social barriers may seem to disappear. But there are serious risks. MDMA can increase heart rate and body temperature, and in hot, crowded environments, overheating can become dangerous. After the experience, some users report fatigue, sleep problems, or low mood as the brain and body recover from the intense chemical activity. Next is LSD. LSD is one of the most powerful psychedelic drugs known. Unlike stimulants, which mainly increase energy, LSD dramatically changes the way the brain processes perception and information. Colors may become unusually intense. Stationary objects might seem to move. Patterns can appear on surfaces. Time may feel extremely slow, incredibly fast, or almost meaningless. These effects are strongly connected to serotonin receptors in the brain, but an LSD experience is highly unpredictable. The same perceptual changes that one person experiences as fascinating can cause intense fear or panic in another. And because its effects can last for many hours, a frightening experience may feel extremely difficult to escape. Number 6 is psilocybin mushrooms. Psilocybin is a psychedelic compound found naturally in certain species of mushrooms. After being consumed, the body converts psilocybin into psilocin, which interacts with serotonin receptors in the brain. The effects can include visual distortions, changing patterns, unusual emotional intensity, altered thinking, and changes in a person's sense of self. Some people describe profound feelings of connection, insight, or spirituality. Others may experience confusion, anxiety, panic, or overwhelming fear. As with LSD, mindset, surroundings, dose, and individual psychology can strongly influence the experience. Number 7 is heroin. Heroin belongs to the opioid family. After entering the brain, it is rapidly converted into morphine and activates opioid receptors involved in pain, pleasure, and vital functions such as breathing. Users may experience an intense rush of euphoria, followed by warmth, relaxation, pain relief, and severe drowsiness. But heroin is also particularly dangerous because opioids can slow breathing. With a high enough dose, breathing can become dangerously slow or stop completely. Repeated use can also produce tolerance and physical dependence, meaning a person may need increasing amounts to achieve similar effects and may experience severe withdrawal when stopping. And finally, number 8, methamphetamine. Methamphetamine is an extremely powerful and long-lasting stimulant. It causes major increases in dopamine activity, producing intense energy, alertness, confidence, and euphoria. A person may stay awake for extremely long periods while experiencing reduced appetite and a powerful sense of focus or drive. But the same stimulation places enormous stress on the body. Heart rate and blood pressure increase. Body temperature can rise. Anxiety, aggression, and paranoia may develop. With repeated heavy use, the brain's reward system can be severely disrupted, and ordinary activities may become less pleasurable compared with the intense stimulation produced by the drug. So, 8 drugs can produce 8 very different experiences. Alcohol slows the nervous system. Cocaine and methamphetamine accelerate it. LSD and psilocybin transform perception. MDMA strongly alters mood and social emotion. Cannabis changes perception, memory, and coordination. And heroin activates the brain's opioid system, creating powerful pain relief and euphoria while potentially suppressing breathing. But there is one important thing to remember. A drug's effects are never determined by the substance alone. Dose matters. Purity matters. A person's physical and mental health matters. Their environment matters. And combining substances can create risks far greater than those of either drug by itself. Understanding how drugs work isn't the same as encouraging their use. It's about understanding what happens when chemistry meets the human brain. And sometimes, that interaction can change everything. Thanks for your interest. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and leave a comment telling me what video I should make next. Your suggestions really matter and help me create content you'll love. See you in the next video.